going on, everybody? This is Joe.
And Amy.
And we are here to open another Strixhaven School of Mages pre-release pack. Now, typically when I do my pre-release pack openings, I don't typically have Amy with me, but Amy, do you want to tell everybody why you were so interested in being part of some of these videos?
Well, so...
I'll open while you talk.
I identify, as you guys know, as a gruel. I don't know, person?
Sure. Your identity, your color identity is red-green.
And so Strixhaven is cool and all, but there is no red-green combination because they're not...
They're the enemy color pairs, not the ally color pairs.
Right. And so I figured, well, I'm not really into quandrix because math is like the opposite of what I care about ever. But I really like Witherbloom, I really like Lorehold, and I really like Prismari. So I figured I would appreciate being here for the openings for all three of those. Even though each one of them only contains one of the colors of Gruul.
Yeah, and...
Wait, what was that?
So, I'm sorry. So this is a little insert that they give you that shows off a little art for Prismari, College of Elemental Arts. Ooh. So we got one of these for Quandrix last week as well, which, by the way, if you missed last week's video, you can definitely go check that out. Should be up in the top corner there that you can click to watch that if you're interested. All five of those like little inserts, the art inserts, work together as a collage to show all five colleges. It's really cute. Yeah, we won't really be able to show it on this camera, although maybe I could like pick it up at one point and just kind of show from the top-down view. But here's the separator with the Prismari logo. We'll leave that on the side as well. And then the D20, which is kind of sick. So if this was a question, I got to do it like that so I can focus. If this was a question, Amy, typically we kind of look at the D20s that we get, and because they're usually the standard, like, just Wooburg D20s, you're not really interested in those as much, because they're not very interesting. But since we're doing these openings for the schools that you like, or identify with, if there's one of these that you want, as always, you let me know and we'll make that happen. But,
and that one's a little too purple for my taste, I feel like.
I love me some purple, so.
Purple is your favorite color.
That's correct.
So have at it.
All right. Well, I mean, there's two kits, right? Like, it's not like we'll be opening a second one. Spoilers, I guess. Here are the packs.
I only like red dye and green dye. That's the only type of dice that I ever use. We've
got the seeded pack, which we'll open in a second. That's specific to Prismari. And then we have our promo foil as well as a code for MTG Arena. So I'm going to open it because we need to get at the stuff that's in there.
Speaking of which, for a gift one time, you got me dice that were like Ravnica or something.
Correct.
And they're like gray and blue.
Yes.
And I hate them. Anytime I have ever tried to use them, they are awful and I hate them. And I'm so sorry about that.
No, it's fine. Yeah, they're the D20s that coincided with the release of the Ravnica D&D book. So there you go. So yes, this is a code for MTG Arena. We'll be giving that away at some random point in the video. We will, hide that somewhere for all of you. And then this is our promo foil rare, which looks sick in foil.
That's gorgeous.
Necro Blossom Snarl, which is a hell of a name.
It's a little dark, like foils tend to be, but it's also like seemingly supposed to be a dark picture.
Well, it's Witherbloom, so it makes sense. It's like swampy. Yeah, very cool. Yeah, I like that a lot. I mean, I don't see this helping us because this is not part blue or part red, so it's not... Witherbloom is not one of the ones that you could splash into Prismari. But
Witherbloom is awesome, and I will definitely play it.
Not in this deck, you won't. But here is our seeded pack. It starts with the Prismari Pledge Mage, but we'll open it up. So for people who are unfamiliar, the Strixhaven School of Mages have 5 colleges, Prismari being one of them. Amy has mentioned the other ones, or many of the other ones, in discussing the ones that she identifies with and enjoys. And so instead of just 6 random packs, because there are the 2 color combinations, this format, or these kits, give you 1 seeded pack of those 2 colors so that you can try to build a deck based on having 1 pack specifically help you out getting all the cards that you would need in those colors. So we have a Prismari Pledge Mage, a Prismari Campus, very helpful, an Elemental Summoning, so it's a lesson, but it works perfectly for Prismari, obviously. Yeah. A Waterfall Aerialist.
Ooh.
Which is a cool card. Heated Debate is a very good card.
Yes, it is.
Frost Trickster is also a good card.
Okay.
First Day of Class, I don't love this one as much, but if it needs to get in, it gets in. It's a learn card, so if you need a way to get lessons, you just play it.
And you always do need a way to get lessons.
Yeah. There is a Biblioplex Assistant. So in Prismari, that's kind of the only color where I think this card works the best, because you have like super impactful instants and sorceries, and this allows you to put one on top of your library. And usually, like, messing with your draws like that, I don't love. And it's a 4-mana 2/1 flyer otherwise, which is also just okay.
I feel like the art looks very Lorehold-esque. But it's an artifact, so it could go anywhere.
Sure, but it does work with Lorehold because you're taking something out of your graveyard and putting it on top of your library, which Lorehold loves.
That's probably why they did that with the art.
Yeah, exactly. Arcane Subtraction. Again, it's a learn card. If you want to put it in, you can. I would not want to play more than one of these.
It's gorgeous, though.
Yeah, the art's pretty cool. I'll give you that. Start from Scratch as another lesson. This is an uncommon lesson. This one's fine. I mean, it destroys an artifact, so...
Gorgeous art. I have not seen this.
Yeah, well, because it's not a card that I would pick very highly in like a draft situation. But yeah, it's Rutha.
Yeah, I have not seen this art. It's beautiful.
Speaking of which, I wonder if we'll get Rutha.
That would be cool.
Solve the Equation. It's Zimone. Very, very cool. All right, I'm okay. I mean, like, this, I don't love this card. I won't lie. Because it's like a tutor, and tutor effects in limited aren't the best. You just go get something, but if that's the case, just put something better in your deck, and then you'll have it when you would have drawn this. We do have Rutha. There she is. She is amazing. Absolutely so amazing. Good. Very good. Very splashable as well. We don't need to in this deck, but if you were... any of the other decks that share a color with her, you could absolutely play her because her activation is generic. So 2 generic mana to play her, or to use her ability, bring her back to your hand, and then whatever color you're splashing of the 2, you just need that color to be able to replay her again later. Very, very good. Ruth is great. An Elemental Expressionist. This is a very good card if you can get Magecraft going, which this deck wants to do. So that's very cool. And it's a 4-mana 4/4. And if you're in the 2 colors of Prismari, this is not difficult to cast. If you're only in one of those 2 colors, it is difficult to cast and not very splashable. But with 2 colors, like, you're just, when you get to 4 mana, you can play this card, and that's really good. We have a Treasure Token, which, as we learned, these are double-sided. So Treasure and Spirit, Elemental, and... Elemental. Nice. So interesting that they don't give you a fractal here. Because when we did it, when I opened the Quandrix kit last week, it was fractals and anything else that you could get combined with green or blue.
Right.
And this didn't do that because it gives you a treasure, which is part of the deck, is making treasures to help you ramp up to your very expensive spells, which notably we opened none of. We opened none in our seeded pack of those expensive like spells that are like do super impactful things but cost like 8, 9 mana, whatever. So
we did get the one Quandrix card.
Which one?
The blue
Solve the Equation?
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's not, I mean, it's a Quandrix card because it's got what's her name on it, but it's a mono blue card, right? So
yeah.
That's why they put it in there.
That's their, I guess, way of compensating for not doing the token thing.
I guess. All right, so here is a Quintorius pack.
Hopefully they'll do it into their packs.
We'll see.
So that it can somewhat exist for people.
All right, so we start with a Silver Quill Campus. So again, come on. Again, another land that is neither of the colors that we could splash. Oh, no, I lied. You can splash into white, but then again, it would be, yeah, no, these are neither of the colors that share a color with Prismari. Nope. So that's unfortunate. We have, speaking of Silver Quill, we have an Owlin Shield Mage, which is a very good card, but not for a Prismari deck if we were trying to make that. This is more along the lines of what I was hoping to see.
Yeah.
Ogiar Battleseer is a very good one.
That's a good card.
Yeah, I like it a lot. Like, if you're on defense, you just keep this back as a 3/4, and you can tap it to scry one at the end of their turn, or you just play it for 5 mana and attack them for 3 because it has haste.
Yeah.
Really, really nice. Mage Duel is a good card, and could be, if we're splashing Quandrix, could be this.
Yeah.
I was saying, the colors are so much brighter in person than on Arena.
Yes, and I don't understand why, because honestly I feel like it would be so simple.
Yeah.
To online make the colors as vibrant as you want them to be.
Right. Digital versus printing, where you actually have to worry about ink.
Right, yeah. Right. And like you're a little bit at the mercy of how it comes out.
Sure.
Right? Versus like online, you have control over every aspect of how it looks.
Right, exactly. All right, so behind Mage Duel is Crushing Disappointment. So no for that. Ageless Guardian, so this is if, first of all, this card's bad, so I wouldn't put it in regardless, but white and green are the other ones that we can look at in terms of they are the ones that share colors with red and green, or red and blue, I mean. So we can be aware of that. Resculpt. I do not love this card. It's not a lesson, so I wouldn't go get it in many situations. If we had, I guess, ways of making pests, which is not a thing that we would be able to do in this deck, then maybe, because you could exile a pest and make a 4/4. But like otherwise, it's just, I can't see a time where I would want to use this. Another Heated Debate is fantastic, though.
Yeah.
I'll take as many of those as I can get. Big Play, again, splashable if we go Quandrix at all, but otherwise, like, this is not the card that I would splash for. Introduction to Prophecy, amazing lesson.
One of my favorite arts that I've seen so far in this set.
It's so cool.
It's just gorgeous.
Yeah, very pretty. So I like that. And again, it's a colorless lesson. You can just go get it whenever, anytime you have any learn cards whatsoever. So that's really nice. Brackish Trudge is our first uncommon, not really a card available to us in this kit. Deadly Brew, also not available to us. Again, very bright colors, though, for a Witherbloom card specifically. But Dina looks really sweet here.
Yeah. She looks very maniacal.
Exactly. And then Detention Vortex, which is a bad card. So even if we were going Lorehold, I wouldn't put this in regardless. Then we have our rare or mythic, which is Gnarled Professor.
So many, like, Witherbloom cards.
Yeah. Gnarled Professor is awesome. It's a 5/4 for 4 with Trample, and when it enters, you can learn. So, because it's a professor. Cool. It is cool. I mean, it's double green, so that is a tough splash.
It is absolutely not going to work for this deck.
No, I highly doubt this gets in at all. And then we have our Mystical Archive card. Of course, it's a green card, but it's Adventurous Impulse. Gorgeous.
Oh, it's so beautiful.
Very pretty. It's not even like that amazing of a card. Like, it's a fine card. Again, not like it's a hard sell to splash this thing for Prismari, but it looks really cool.
Yeah.
So
I love this art so much. The colors, the ways they show the rays of light.
Yeah. Through the trees and
stuff. It's cartoony in a kind of classic way. Mm-hmm. It's very sort of Samurai Jack, Sleeping Beauty kind of sort of medieval art style, that flatness, that sort of lack of rendering. You know, each item is its own color, kind of more than brights and darks. Yeah, I love this one so much.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, look, the Mystical Archive cards in general, like the frames are amazing, the art is sick. So yeah, really, really nice.
Yeah, I mean that goes for every single one of them.
Yeah, exactly.
You're right,
exactly.
you're right.
And we'll see more. So
But this is probably one of my favorites.
it's cool. Really, really cool.
But I love trees, and you know, it's green and red. So
Good use of light as well, which you always
Yeah.
you're talking about, you know, frequently in terms of something that's very difficult as a concept, but when it's done right, it's really good.
yeah, and I really love like the path that turns to like
Hell
this
yeah.
doorway over here
Yeah.
through the trees. Amazing.
Yeah, really cool. And then behind it, oh, cool, a pest token.
It's a pest. Okay, so I think these packs are catered to know that they're mine.
Because it's Witherbloom Prismari, which is not a combo in this set at all.
It's not,
No.
but it is a combo for me because I like Prismari and Witherbloom.
That's right.
Because a green and red motherfuckers.
That's right. Speaking of things for all of you, here is a code for MTG Arena. First of all, this is our way of saying thank you to all of you for watching our stuff. We hope that you're enjoying everything that we're putting out on all of our channels. You can check out those channels down in the description box below. Please don't forget, we stream on this channel, MTG Arena specifically, so if you're Magic fans, every Monday from 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern, and then Fridays we stream video games at the same time, 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern as well. We hope to see you there. A friendly reminder for this code, these codes are only useful once per account. So if you've already used a code from a Strixhaven pre-release pack, you will not be able to use this one, so be aware of that. And then if this code works for you, we just ask that you shout it out in the comments. Let us know that you used it, that it worked, and hey, if you get cool stuff out of your packs, let us know.
Yeah.
Best of luck to you. Thank you all so very much for watching. If you don't get this code, don't worry. There are like 7 more to come. So you're not missing out. I promise. Just stay tuned. In fact, if you subscribe and ring that bell, you'll get a notification as soon as the next one of these videos comes out next week, and you will be able to be one of the first here so that you make sure that you don't miss the code.
Yes.
Thank you once again. And we'll leave that on the side. We're obviously not done because we have only opened one pack besides our seeded pack. So, look, Amy, we have Dina on this one.
Yeah, we do.
Okay. And inside of the pack with Dina, we have a Witherbloom card.
Shocking.
It's a Moldering Karok. Jesus. We have a Campus Guide. This could go in a Prismari deck. Witherbloom. Pledge Mage.
Amazing. I'm so happy.
All right, Pigment Storm. Thank God.
That's a good card.
That's a very good card. Very nice. We have a Vortex Runner, also goes in this.
Also a really good card.
Yeah, quite good. A Tangle Trap, which is just, you know,
Not
if
very good.
Right, well, in best of 3, it's a fine sideboard card. If you're in green, it just works out really nicely. You have a Spectre of the Fens, which is not an available card for this deck.
Also really good, though.
Yes, we have a Stonerise Spirit. If we were to go into Lorehold, this is not one of the first ones that I would pick, but
This art is fucking sick.
it's really cool. I mean, it's a spirit, so it's like the spirit inside the statue.
Right. It's so cool. I just love how they, like, lit it.
Yeah.
You know, that the spirit inside is so bright.
Yes.
And then the stone on the outside, they didn't make it look like stone as if you're seeing it in the daytime. They just made it look this deep, like, royal purple black.
Yeah.
Like you're seeing it at night.
It's like all
you're
dark and shadowy.
Like a jack-o'-lantern.
Sure, sure.
Really cool.
Yeah, I like it. And then if you notice, we got a Frost Trickster again. Very nice. Look, more of them, again, the more of these, the better as well. Great card. Inkling Summoning.
I love him. Look how cute he is. Just tickle him. Tickle him.
You'd get real messy. But yeah, this, I mean, look, if we're splashing white at all, this is a lesson. So we would be able to get this only when we knew that we had access to double white. So there's that. Mage Hunter, good card, not for us, but I love the colors on this thing. The purples are so
gorgeous.
good. Oh my god.
I always love a good green and purple combination. And it's not one you see very often on Magic cards or really ever.
Yeah. Yeah.
On anything, in art in general and just in life. I feel like that's an abnormal color combination to find.
Sure.
And I just love it.
Good. Yeah, and this is like the funny thing is I agree with you, but the funny thing is to call a horror beautiful is funny to me.
Yes, but it's typical for me.
Yes. Oh yeah. So. Oh yeah. Yeah, where I'll look at something and be like, "You think that's cute?" Yeah. Anyway.
Like the Luris baby.
Well, the Luris baby is cute, but it's like yeah.
It's adorable.
Yeah. We have Reflective Golem. I love this art so much. It just looks so cool. And like, it's so flavorful for what it does. But it's still not that good of a card.
I love the reflective surfaces here.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I like that a lot.
Just like the facets showing the different reflections. Like, I love the parts where it's reflecting the sunlight, but also I love the parts that are reflecting the light that's coming off of the grass.
Yeah.
You know, that makes it green because that's so realistic.
Yeah.
You know, it just makes it look real.
Yeah. Which is awesome. And that is our second uncommon. And then we have Devouring Tendrils. Seriously, Kit, really, though. Although these colors are great. Such a vibrant green, yeah.
So good.
It reminds me of Mage Duel in terms of the brightness of the colors here. And so that means that our next rare or mythic, do you help us out in Prismari at all? It is... Nope. It's another Witherbloom card in Daemogoth Titan. This is like one of those situations where you sit there and you're like, do I have to play Witherbloom? Like, you know, like we opened one whole pack that was entirely Prismari. Besides Rutha, it was like somewhat uneventful.
Right.
And yet we're opening like a ton of Witherbloom stuff. We literally have, because of the promo, we literally have 3 rares in Witherbloom at this point.
Yeah. Yeah. And a lot of supporting cards that are good in Witherbloom.
Exactly.
This one is great. I love the art in this one. Again, the colors really shine through here in a way that they don't on Arena.
Yeah.
I thought this card was gray, but it's not. It's
so green. Yeah.
It's purple. Yeah. You know, the red of the eyes of this creature, like the colors really show up here. And like I said, I thought this card was gray based on what we saw in Arena.
Right. And I mean, this is a pretty sweet card if you have the support to back it up. Our Mystical Archive card for this pack is... Yeah, it is.
Wow.
That's the one. It's Electrolyze.
Sick art. Holy shit.
It's also perfectly Prismari. It's blue and red. And it's an instant. It draws you a card. It's great. This is everything you want in a Prismari card.
Yes.
Plus sick art. And it's a rare, which is nice. So we got 2 rares in that pack.
Very nice.
Gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, I love everything about this art. The reflections, like especially on her face.
Yep, of the blue of the lightning.
Blue, like under the chin and the jawline and the cheeks.
Yeah.
And just like how white her eyes are, where you're not sure if her eyes are actually white or if they look that way because it's reflecting all that light from the electrolyzing that's happening.
Nice.
Yeah, that's just gorgeous. That's just straight out of a comic book or something.
It's really beautiful. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Really, really nice. And then a fractal token. Very nice. Okay. I like that.
The other thing with that Electrolyze, too, I feel like it not having the frame there really does it a service.
Okay.
I feel like if it had borders on either side,
sure,
it would really take away from the art.
Okay. I can agree with that. Sure.
There's not a lot of times where I feel like that's all that necessary. But here, picturing that, it would take away from it.
Yeah. Yeah, they did that. I mean, they've done a great job with all of these, really.
Incredible.
More Lorehold. It's Quintorius. But hopefully inside is more Prismari. Did they change her hair color?
I think it's just weirdly colored.
Okay.
Because, like, even her skin looks weirdly colored.
It's weird. Okay.
But yeah, her hair is typically brown in parts, black in parts, and red, like Prismari red in parts. And that's like red, like hair color red.
Yeah. Okay, so we have Square Up, which, hey, it's hybrid, so it can be played for 1 and a blue, which means it could get in. And with how little we have, it may have to.
Yeah.
Prismari Campus, thank you. Thank you, Pack. We appreciate you. Quandrix Pledge Mage can be cast for double blue.
This is another one where the color's so freaking vibrant.
Mm-hmm. And it's a merfolk and a druid, which means Amy is in love with this card.
Straight up.
Automatically.
Even though it's Quandrix.
Yep. We have another resculpt. These may have to get in. I don't even understand it, but a third heated debate, though.
That's really good.
That's very good.
That's very good.
I like that. Another big play. A Novice Dissector. I'm not in love with this card, which is good because it's not super helpful for this particular deck. Beaming Defiance. So if we splash into Lorehold, this would actually be one of the ones that I would choose because it's just good for anything. So I like that. Another Vortex Runner. That's the second one of those, so that's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
A Fractal Summoning, which is a good lesson to go get. It is double blue. Or it could be double blue, I should say. So, and we know we have a fractal token.
We did get that one fractal token.
Right? So there you go. A Mercurial Transformation, which is also a lesson in mono blue. So that's pretty good. And Amy, it makes things into either frogs or octopi.
Ooh, I like it.
I knew you would. And it's our first uncommon. We have Decisive Denial as our second uncommon. I would, if we were in any way in green, especially with all this Witherbloom stuff, I would definitely put this in.
Interesting on this art. The digital version of this is prettier.
Okay, which we saw,
more vibrant.
Which we saw last week in the Zimone story that we reviewed on Jar.
That's where we saw it.
Yes.
So there, the colors were more vibrant than they are here.
And granted, I'm not disagreeing with you, but granted, there it was also much larger.
Yeah.
But yes.
So that gives you more of a chance. But I would argue it was it had a warmer undertone, like it was a yellowier.
Okay.
This is kind of like a blue wash over it.
Okay.
As opposed to like a yellowy wash over it. So like Zimone's skin doesn't have that sort of glow to it. The lines of green aren't as vibrant because they're bluer as opposed to greener where they seem more lit.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Sure. Yeah. And again, this card is really cool. I like I said, I would definitely put this in if we were in green in some way. We have Dina, Soul Steeper, because even in a pack that was being good to us, we still have to open some Witherbloom, apparently.
Hell yeah, we do. I love her so much.
She's great. Look at how poised and relaxed she is.
I know. She's drinking tea.
And she's a druid.
I love her.
Yes, there you go.
She's a dryad.
She's a dryad druid.
Oh. So even cooler.
And our rare or mythic in this pack is Tempted by the Auric. This can absolutely get in to a Prismari deck. It is triple blue, but that's one of our two colors. For each opponent, gain control of up to one target creature or planeswalker they control with mana value 3 or less. Yeah, so that second part is not the best, but it's a sorcery. It triggers all our Magecraft. You get to steal their things, one of their things, and it's forever. Yeah. So it's even if it's even if it's an elemental token, right? They have a 4/4, you just take it. That would be totally fine. And again, in a deck that cares about or has the ability to get instants and sorceries back from our graveyard and stuff.
Yeah.
This is a nice thing to steal their stuff over and over again, plus trigger our Magecraft in the process. Our Mystical Archive card in this pack is perfect. It's a shock. Very nice. I am totally okay with a shock, especially in a Prismari deck.
Gorgeous.
Absolutely beautiful. I mean,
don't know what to say about
nope, it's a Mystical Archive card, so it's very, very pretty.
Yeah.
Very pretty.
Put it next to the Electrolyze.
Oh, God.
It's just, she creates this ball and then throws it, and then this creature's looking at the ball in the sky.
Sure. Which is somewhat reminiscent of Varia to me, where some of the arts like connect in that way.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's actually really cool. If you're unaware of what Varia is, check out our channel for other videos. Yeah, Shock looks really, really cool. Behind it, the Avatar token.
Oh.
Hell yes. Very cool.
This.
No, because it's from a rare or a mythic. Really, really cool. It's the Blood Avatar.
Cool.
Yeah, I like that a lot. We have 2 packs to go. Zimone is on this one. If you're unfamiliar with how we do these openings, I would love to hear from people in terms of what kind of a deck they would make. This is Hela from Thor Ragnarok. It just is. It just looks exactly like her with her helmet off.
Oh, yeah, I guess.
Right? Like, it just is. But also, it's another Witherbloom card. And so, that's why I mentioned, like, I would love to hear from people in the comments, like, would you go Witherbloom? We got so many Witherbloom cards. Would you go Witherbloom, or would you go Prismari, because they helped us out with the one full pack of Prismari? Or would you go, like, Prismari Splash Green and go, like, a Teamer deck? Anyway, Blood Researcher, Witherbloom Campus... Jesus Christ.
Love it.
I know you love the art.
This art is gorgeous.
Yeah. It's one of the background arts on Arena when you're like on like a loading screen or whatever.
I love it so much.
Very, very cool.
Like I don't know, the way they kind of like frame it to be sort of circular like that.
Sure.
Like here's this like magical path, that's just like paved for you with all of these like natural lanterns,
Right.
It's just very homey, even though it's creepy,
Sure, of course. Right in the, set into the swamp like that.
Right. So even though it's scary, it's also inviting.
Yeah.
And welcoming at the same time.
Behind the campus, we have Cram Session, because more Witherbloom cards is definitely what we needed.
Another one that's got so much green and purple in it.
Yeah.
When it just looks gray on Arena. Wow. Shocked.
There's so much Witherbloom. Another Arcane Subtraction. I even mentioned that I don't love this card. And yet again, if we're just going...
Yeah,
Prismari.
You take what you can get
exactly.
of the blue and red cards
Jesus.
at this point.
Blood Age General definitely wants more so to be in Lorehold. It helps your spirits, your attacking spirits, in which you're going to get more of in Lorehold, but sure, maybe.
All right.
It's a 2-mana 2/2, so there's that. Professor of Zoomancy for the Witherbloom deck that we, at this point, are probably going to have to make. He makes pests.
He's Trinket.
He's kind of like Trinket. Professor's Warning, another amazing card for Witherbloom as well.
Wow.
This one's dark.
This one's super dark
Very
compared
dark.
to Honorina.
Yeah.
You really can hardly even see what the picture's about.
Yeah.
And yeah, on Arena, you can get like a full feel of what's happening in the picture. And here it's like,
I will say her hands feel a lot brighter here than on Arena, but everything else is darker.
Yes.
All the shadows on all their faces and stuff.
Well, and that's
worse.
why I say, like, I feel like the picture here is a less true representation of what the picture is meaning or trying to convey.
Sure.
I feel like on Arena, her hands are glowing less, but you can see the people and the faces more. And I think that sends a very different message.
Yeah.
I think here it's very much leaning into that warning.
Right.
Whereas the picture on Arena is so much more about like teaching a lesson.
Right. Which is
to,
ironic,
to
but
pupils, to
yeah,
kids, students.
Behind it, we have a Pillar Drop Rescuer. So no matter which way we go, this one's not getting in. Ooh, another elemental summoning. Again, it's a lesson. We can put it in the deck if we need to, and we might need to, if we're going Prismari. Of course, we have a Quandrix Apprentice. So again, if we're splashing green, this could get in. It's a way to get more land out of our deck.
Wow.
This, like, overlaid image on the bottom is, like, vying for a lot of attention.
Yes.
Whereas online, it does not.
It does not. No. And his face shows up quite a bit better online as well.
Yeah. Yeah, because here, really, like, all these things are brighter.
Yeah, it really draws your eye to his face online instead of to here, which is just like the borderline of the bottom of the picture. So I'm a little confused as to why the artist made that choice. But I feel like they switched it up on Arena.
Yeah, interesting. Ooh, we have a Test of Talents, which is a pretty good card. Nice counterspell for 2 mana, instant speed.
Beautiful.
Yeah, really, really cool. I like this art quite a bit. Then we have a Fortifying Draught as our third uncommon. Again, another green card. This one's not insane, but it's fine. And then...
the perspective in this one is so sick.
You like it?
Yeah. Where you're seeing, like, his forearm... this person's forearm.
Yeah.
I can't tell if it's a man or a woman. But,
I think so.
You know, the forearm is so huge, and like the hand, and then the glowing item is just above the hand, and it's like everything is so massive.
Yeah.
Because you're seeing it from that vantage point.
From that lower perspective, yeah. Yeah. And so then we move on to our rare or mythic in this pack, which is... Ooh.
Wow.
I like it. Jadzi, Oracle of Arcavios. Okay. It's a mythic, by the way.
This looks completely different in person.
Yeah.
It's so pink. It's so pink.
Yeah. It's very expensive. Oh my god. It's so expensive.
Dare I say it's like beige or like yellow.
Okay.
On Arena.
Right. Yeah, yeah.
You can see her face really well. Mm-hmm. And, like, the background looks less like a sunset and more just like a sunny day.
Right. And funny enough, with Jadzi, she flips, and on the other side she is Journey to the Oracle, which of course is a green card because... you know, we had blue for Prismari, but on the other side is Journey to the Oracle, which actually also means that you could put this in either a Witherbloom or a Prismari deck, and it would still be fine either way. It would be a mythic regardless. This is also pretty sick colors. I like it.
Prismari Witherbloom deck, it's perfect.
That's terrible. I do not want to go 4 colors.
Gorgeous art here.
Yeah.
I mean, truly. But again, this art looks much yellowier online. So it kind of looks less like a sunset and more like a sunny day.
I'm also confused as to, like, the front face of a card is the face that you typically see the most often. And so with Jadzi being the front face, why would that be the front of the card when the back of the card talks about the journey to the Oracle and she is the Oracle? Wouldn't you want the front face of the card indicating the first thing that you see to be the journey to her, and then the back face being actually her?
Well, why do you say she is the front?
Because she is. I mean, that's how the card is laid out. Because if you notice the little symbol up here is different from the little symbol here, and this side has all of the identifying copyright information and stuff on the bottom. Plus, that's how it's positioned in the pack for a reason. So the double-faced cards do have a front. It's just that you can cast either side, but then why not have her as the backside? I don't fully understand that.
I do not know.
Anyway, but we opened a Mythic, and that's pretty sick. I'm okay with that. And then behind it, our Mystical Archive card is a Divine Gambit, which I don't love. It's fine. The art is interesting. I don't even know that I love the art on this either.
I do love the art.
Okay.
It's very medieval-esque to me.
Sure.
I love how, like, medieval style a lot of these arts are in these. And then how strikingly different that is from the sort of comic book-esque other styles that we're seeing on these archive cards. It's very striking, but somehow cohesive.
Okay, sure.
know?
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, I love this. You know, I just see this as like a coat of arms on a shield.
Sure.
You know? Yeah.
Very interesting. Yeah, I mean, the card is not great to speak
Carved
of, but
into woodwork or metal of some kind, or painted onto fixtures of a palace.
okay.
You know?
Sure.
Definitely.
Okay, absolutely, I can see that. And then behind it, we have a foil. It's a foil uncommon in Hall Monitor.
Nice.
Which, thank God there's the internet, because so many people were like, oh my God, it's the best pun ever. Oh, it's so funny. And I was like, I don't get it. And then somebody told me that there's such a thing as monitor lizards, which I was unaware of. And then it made a lot more sense and was pretty funny.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of puns. But you know, a lot of our viewers are.
Watch our streams. It happens often. Yeah. This foiling is okay. Like, I like the book, that the book is in foil, and that the scrolls behind her are in foil. And then behind the Hall Monitor, we have an ad card, which I will say, in all of the openings that we've done, I think this is the first ad card that I've seen.
Yeah.
And so because of that, I'm not going to complain as much about that one, because it seems to have been a lot less frequent so far.
Agreed.
We have a Killian pack as our last one. So again, don't forget, leave it in the comments. Would you go Witherbloom? Would you go Prismari? What direction would you go? And obviously you can wait until the end of this pack to decide. We have a Make Your Mark, which goes in Prismari pretty nicely. I would play it. It's a good card. We have a Stonebound Mentor. Okay, so we're going a little Lorehold so far in this one. We have another Biblioplex Assistant, which... if we are going Prismari, we may have to put both of them in, which is not the best. Yep, very... God.
A little bit Lorehold.
A little bit Lorehold heavy. In Relic Sloth, Fuming Effigy, which wants to be in Lorehold but can go in Prismari.
Yeah.
A Spring Main Servin? I always say Servine, but no, it's a Servin.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, it's really cool. I like it a lot.
Wow.
Yeah.
I feel like I haven't seen this art either.
Oh, really? I've no opponents have played this against us often.
Or maybe it's another aspect of like the picture being so different.
Yeah, I think like these like cherry blossomy things are not as bright online, personally.
It's like there's no pink in it at all.
Sure.
Or even green. It's like another gray card. I don't know.
Yeah. Then we have a Leech Fanatic. This is very bright.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's striking.
Very bright. It's a cool card. Not for either. Well, I guess for Witherbloom. If we were doing Witherbloom, it would make sense. Yeah.
It's another gray one on
online.
They're all gray.
Yeah.
Who done it? Who done this?
We have a Pilgrim of the Ages, which would go in neither deck, unfortunately, because that's a cool card. Pop Quiz, very good one. Very bright colors here as well. But yeah, this one definitely gets into Prismari. It's an instant. It draws a card. It learns. It's everything you want. Great card. Great card. I would definitely put that in. Another Introduction to Prophecy. Oh, God bless you.
Sorry.
That's okay. You're allowed to sneeze. Another Introduction to Prophecy is great. More lessons. Super helpful. A Divide by Zero.
Wow.
As our first uncommon in this pack.
Talk about bright colors.
Yeah, that's really sick. I like that. I would, again, it's a learn card. I would definitely play it.
It's great.
Return a spell or permanent with mana value 1 or greater to its owner's hand. Learn. Yeah, I would definitely play this. Obviously in Prismari. Another Lorehold card in Lorehold Excavation. Love the colors on this.
This is another one of my absolute favorite arts in this set.
It's so good. So good. Well,
I would hang that on my wall for sure.
Yeah. Very, very nice. Behind it, our third uncommon is Necrotic Fumes as a lesson. So again, good for a lesson if we are going Witherbloom. If we're going Prismari, not so much. And then
another one that's super bright. The greens and even the reds in the background. I feel like the red isn't even present on Arena.
Yeah, I would agree. I think that the green is a little bit more represented on Arena than of some of the other cards that we've seen today.
Yeah.
But otherwise, yeah, that's fair.
I'm wondering if that color just shows up more. Interesting.
And then our final rare or mythic generic, we might get a mystical archive, who knows. But our final rare or mythic is an Auric Lore Mage.
Ooh. This is an art I haven't seen at all.
Yeah, it's fine. I mean, it like puts instants and sorceries into our graveyard if we want it to from our deck.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. And again, could go in Witherbloom, but then you'd have to have ways of getting it back. It's very odd because like Lorehold is the one that wants to get stuff out of the graveyard or Prismari, and yet this goes in neither of those. It's a little odd, but sure. I mean, if we have 3 other on-color rares for Witherbloom, so this is just the 4th. And so our Mystical Archive card is a mythic.
Wow.
An Approach of the Second Sun.
Beautiful.
Very interesting. Again, white is definitely not a color that's being heavily represented by these in this kit.
Wow.
Although I know it does win games, but I don't think we could make it work here.
I think this art might actually be one that's brighter on Arena
Sure, that's
than
fair.
it is here.
I think it's supposed to look a little bit more weathered, though, in the way that this is drawn, you know?
Yeah, like
on a desert wall or something.
yeah, or you know how like old paintings, the older they get, they kind of like get that sort of yellowy like hue to them.
Absolutely.
And then if you were to like restore them, that kind of goes away.
Yeah.
It's like it has that. It's like it has that sort of like, almost like someone took an ochre colored paint and like mixed it with water and did like a whitewashing with
Sure.
the ochre, you know?
Yep. Yeah. So, hey, look, another mythic I won't complain about. That's pretty sweet. And then behind that, just another stand-in card for the for a modal double-face card if you're playing unsleeved. But that means that we're done. I actually don't know. I don't know what I would do here. I feel like there was so much Witherbloom, and I feel like the Prismari seeded pack that we opened was not that impressive to me.
Right.
Yet the Witherbloom
And it was
stuff.
the only Prismari pack that we got.
Yeah, basically. We got that one tempted by the
entire
Auric,
kit.
and then the 2, the Electrolyze and the Shock as our Mystical Archive stuff. But otherwise, not very impressive other things for Prismari. So, but I would still love to hear people's thoughts down in the comments below. What would you do? Because I feel like I'd lean more towards Witherbloom at this point, which, you know, because we have the Campus and the Snarl, we have the Daemogoth Titan, the Gnarled Professor, the Auric Lore Mage, we got Dina as well. Like, it just feels like that's the direction that we should go. But I am definitely open to other people's opinions. We could also, like, go Witherbloom splash Quandrix and try to do, like, Jadzi as well.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Or like other blue cards
Right.
that we kind of came across that would have gone in the Prismari deck had we actually been able to play Prismari.
Yeah. Yeah. So I would love people's thoughts down in the comments below. Amy, what did you think of your first Strixhaven pre-release pack opening?
It was great because there was a lot of green in it, which rounded out the fact that it was red-blue.
Yeah. I can't promise which one we will open next week, but we will be back for another opening next week. So you should definitely stay tuned. Don't forget, as I mentioned, you can subscribe and ring that bell so that you'll get notifications whenever any of our videos come out, including next week's video here. Again, if you missed out on a code, that will be the best place to come for that as well. Thank you all so very much for watching. Please feel free to do all the other fun YouTube stuff. checking out our other channels down in the description box below, liking, sharing, etc. Thank you for doing that. Super helpful to us. We really do appreciate it.
Ring that bell, leave comments, because we do read them and
Correct.
we do care.
Correct. And again, you can help me out. Why would you make the deck that you would make? Because I'm a little torn here. I won't lie.
Yeah.
So,
or talk about the arts if you prefer.
Sure.
Like, am I right about the like weird coloration of some of these in real life versus arena?
yeah. Yeah, definitely. Any and all thoughts that you might have, we really do appreciate it. And for now, from us here at the Geek for All family of channels, I have been Joe.
I'm Amy.
And as we always say, in whichever video of ours you watch next, we will see you all next time. Thanks, everybody.